It's in the air, almost everywhere. In office towers high above the hum of city traffic. In shopping centers and supermarkets. You'll hear it in elevators, in apartment buildings and hotels. You'll eat with it at restaurants. It's even in some hospital labor rooms. It's the ultimate saccharin of the airwaves, Muzak. Not music, Muzak. And it's not supposed to entertain. It's scientifically selected and orchestrated to soothe you or to perk you up, to make you work better or buy more. Muzak is a multi-million-dollar American corporation, but its sound is heard around the world. There are 4 kinds of Muzak, one for offices and one for industry, another for public areas, and still another for trains, planes, and buses. And it's all frankly censored. You'll never hear, "Please help me, I'm falling," when you're leaving on a jet plane. Sooner than you can hum a few bars of "Won't You Come Home, Bill Bailey," Muzak officials will trot out figures to show that their kind of music will increase productivity and reduce absenteeism. Muzak's pick of the pops is programmed on a fatigue chart. As the workers' enthusiasm sags toward mid-morning, the tempo of the music is subtly increased, and the worker supposedly perks up. The strains of Muzak is heard over the steady thump-thump of punch presses at this Toronto factory, but the management says the system hasn't been installed long enough to know whether it's producing the desired results. Muzak officials say their music is meant to motivate people, not manipulate them. They deny it's mind-bending.
I would think it would be a little more fair to say that what we're doing actually is taking the work environment and making the work environment a more pleasant place to be in.
There's another kind of sound in some new offices. It's called white sound. From speakers concealed in the ceiling, it transmits a steady hiss. In large landscaped offices with plenty of open space, this low drone neutralizes or masks other sounds, the clatter of typewriters, the chatter of telephone conversations, enforcing a kind of noisy privacy.
And there we have white sound.
Now, I find that monotonous and irritating. Why don't people in offices find it that way?
Well, hopefully they won't. At the moment, that sound is covering the complete frequency spectrum, and it's a combination of all frequencies at once. Now, to make it less intrusive and more acceptable to people in the office, I would shape it up with an equalizer by maybe removing some of the high frequencies and boosting some of the low frequencies and bringing it down to about that level, so that it sounds at this point more like an air conditioning sound.
You don't even really notice it until it goes off, and then usually everyone's head jumps, or you're completely distracted once it is off.
You don't regard this as any kind of mind control, do you?
No, not in the least.
I don't like it.
Why?
I don't think it's necessary to cover up office noises with an introduced noise, an outside noise at all.
The use of Muzak, or white sound, may conjure up images of Huxley's Brave New World, where people were anesthetized by the use of piped-in propaganda. The fact is, people need noise in measured doses. So while we hermetically seal ourselves in office towers, away from the roar of traffic or natural sound, we spend thousands of dollars buying artificial noise. Perhaps we've already entered the brave new world. Larry Stout, CBC News, Toronto.